Hello everyone, today I'm going to be making a dress and I hope that you find it helpful. Also, feel free to laugh at all of my mistakes. With almost any sewing project, it starts with the pattern. I am using a pattern from a different thing that I have already made, and I'm going to just be kind of combining pieces so that I have the least number of pieces so that you can really see the design on the fabric. Then I'm of course tracing the fabric and the patterns. They already have a seam allowance, so that's great. And then I will be cutting out those pieces in both the lining fabric and the nice fabric that you'll see. I don't tend to make skirt patterns because usually you can just kind of cut out triangles or cut out a rectangle and have what you want. So I don't see the need to make a skirt pattern when I'm going to just be measuring and cutting that out anyways. For the side pieces, I'm cutting them out on a folded piece of fabric, just 2 layers, one side facing up, one side facing down, so that I get the matching sides for right and left. You'll notice that as I'm cutting out my pattern pieces and everything, I am pinning the pieces down to the fabric. This is the easiest way to make sure that they don't move while you are cutting. If you're using a really unforgiving fabric, like one that after you pin it, it will forever look like you stabbed a hole in it, then I don't recommend pinning it and using some sort of weight instead. Once all of the pieces are cut out, you can sew them right sides together. Do not sew the lining to the outer fabric yet. First, sew the right side to the center and the left side to the center. For the skirt piece, all I did was cut out a big rectangle of fabric. Technically, I cut out 2 so you can see the rectangle there, and then you can see me measuring, so to say, the tulle and deciding what I was going to do with it. I ended up deciding that folding it in half and cutting it along the fold would have the tulle be longer than the fabric piece so that the fabric is acting just as an underskirt and the tulle is really the big show. So for the skirt, I started by using a fork to give it pleats and sewing 1 layer of tulle to the skirt. This was a bad decision. Don't do what I did. So the problem with this was I was giving it pleats before adding all of the tulle pieces, which made it really hard to add all of the tulle pieces, and just nothing was good. Just pleat it after you add all of the tulle that you're going to add. So after I stupidly I sewed it all down with a straight stitch, remembering to backstitch at the ends, of course. So it gets a lot easier if you have a dress form, but you do not need a dress form. I just happened to end up getting one like halfway through this project at the perfect time, and it was really great. But you can see me here pinning the tulle in the different spots to kind of really visualize how it's gonna look to get the effect that I want. But you can just do it on the ground, especially if you didn't pleat it first. I sewed all of the tulle layers on with a zigzag stitch just to make sure that they are on good and they wouldn't unravel or anything. It shouldn't be a concern, but I went with the safe route. I then pinned all of the little loops that I made with ribbon for the lace-up back, as well as the straps to the top and the back, and then I sewed up the sides and the top, leaving the bottom open to attach to the skirt. To attach the top to the skirt, what I did was I pinned the outer layer of the top right sides together with the skirt, leaving the lining layer unpinned and unsewn for the whole process, because the lining layer will have to be hand sewn so that a stitch is not seen. When hand sewing, I only grabbed the skirt fabric on the top without going all the way through to the outer fabric, because that would defeat the purpose of hand sewing. And I just folded up the bottom of the lining fabric so that it was the same height as everything else and that the raw edges would be hidden. I hope that you like the final product with the laced up back and the little bit of high-low look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you luck in making your own dresses. Please leave any comments below and consider subscribing if you liked this video.